I got him, there he is right there. Nice red right there. Came back and ate that Super Spook Junior like it was candy. That's a nice red right there. Taking a line. Excellent. Look at that fish. That's where we saw those fish up on the bank with those sheep's head chasing those bait fish, and then one blew up, and then we got this one. Came unglued on that Super Spook Junior. Hey everybody, I am Captain Robert Sloan. We're right here on the middle Texas coast out of Port O'Connor, fishing topwaters for redfish and speckled trout. And we just bingoed on a redfish, I do believe. Oh, it's a big trout, look at that. Holy cow, way up there in 2 feet of clear water. Let me get back here and I'll flip it in. That's a big bull red right there. Look at the size of this fish. Hey everybody, we're out here fishing right now with Super Spook Junior topwater plugs. Got a nice trout on right here. Big old Jack Crevalle. Fine fish right there. Got a nice trout on right here. Let me reach down and grab this fish. Right there, that's what we're trying to catch right now. Did a great job on that. This is a speckled trout along the middle Texas coast. That's what we're going to teach you how to catch more of this week. Right now we're on a point right out here. It's got mud and grass on it, and the trout will hold in the little light pockets of sand trying to ambush bait fish. And right up here off this point, we've got a slick that has just popped up. It's a second slick. What it is, trout will eat bait fish, and the oil from the bait fish comes up into the water, and that tells you where the fish are feeding. We've got a lot of bait fish coming down this shoreline. We're gonna throw at this slick right here and see if we can catch one. We've got a slick out here about 50 yards. Threw it in a little while ago. Boom, caught a nice little trout out of it. Here we go, long cast right there. Hey everybody, what we're doing here right now on Fish Ed, we're going down this shoreline. It's about a foot deep, maybe 2 feet deep on out here. The water is clear, lots of mullet in the water. We're keying on these mullet. The reds are coming up with the mullet and they're kind of eating the bait, the small shad and mullet up there against the bank. And what I'm using right now is a Super Spook Junior in blue chrome, and we've had several hits on this. Caught a nice trout a little while ago. We're just easing along the bank with the trolling motor and trying to spot these fish. We're seeing some tails pop up, some backs of the redfish, but they're staying on these mullet, moving straight down this shoreline. Let's see what we can do with this next cast. This is one thing you can do while fishing these topwaters like Super Spooks and Badonkey Donks. What I'm doing, I'm casting up there as far as I can, and I've got my rod tip down on the water. What I'm doing is just moving that Super Spook, just snaking it across the water in the classic walk the dog style. What you can also do is lift your rod tip up, and it lifts the nose of that bait, and it will do that, and you get a lot more splash to it, and sometimes that's just the trick that'll fool a redfish or a speckled trout. What I'm doing right here, I've got this Super Spook Junior in the blue chrome with the little orange chin here. We've been catching some speckled trout on this one right here. We're after redfish right now. Up along this bank right here, we've got an incoming tide, kind of like a flood tide, and it's up in that grass. We've been seeing lots of bait and a few redfish up there tailing and waking. I'm gonna take this lure off. Notice I clip it right here at the loop and go up on my silver thread fluorocarbon and cut off about 6 inches of a line that may be frayed. Okay, I'm gonna put this chrome blue Super Spook Junior in my box, take out another Super Spook Junior. Half the paint is torn off of it from using it the past few days and catching a lot of redfish out here on this flat. It's got a red head, the bold black eyes, gold back, white belly, and 2 saltwater grade hooks on it. This is a redfish catching lure right here. I'm gonna use a locking loop knot to tie it on so I'll get a lot more action out of it. Use an improved clinch knot, that kind of deadens the action of it. And we're ready to go. This is a 14-pound test fluorocarbon that I'm using, and I've got 12-pound test silver thread on my rod. Lock that down, Get my handy clippers, and we are ready to go. Right here along this shoreline, you've got a whole lot of mangroves coming out here, and right up this, if you look straight up here, you've got a little outlet. When the tide starts coming out like it's fixing to in about an hour, it'll bring the bait fish out with it, and the redfish will stay right up in there, and you can throw a lure up in there and catch them all day long when they're sitting in there eating crabs and shrimp and shad washing out with the outgoing tide. We got all the mangroves along here. It's pretty much of a straight line, but right in this little area right here, it forms a little like a half moon cove. And up against that bank during a slack tide, the reds will lay up in there in that dormant water and wait for crabs and mullet to come by. You want to throw your lure up there just like that and just twitch it out real slow. Remember, those fish aren't going to be that active during a slack tide, but they will hit a lure like this if you can get it on top of them. Whoa, did you see that? I was looking around at that other boat. That lure was sitting dead still, and another big trout swallowed that topwater Super Spook Junior. Slapped at it, got it hooked in the gills. What a deal. All right, here it comes inside. Looking to catch a red, and we just can't get away from the trout. Look at that one right there. And I caught that one, I threw the plug out there, I looked back at something and heard a splash, and that fish had swallowed that lure. Another one for fish tacos today. Look at that. Got it then. Little trout. That's classic topwater action right there. That fish that threw out there and it hit the plug. We seem to be stuck on the same size fish today. This is about the 7th or 8th trout we've caught this morning, all on Super Spook Juniors. Let that one go. Excellent. Change lures, put on this Rebel broken back minnow, and catch one on the 3rd cast. What we call a cigar trout. Well, that's a start for this afternoon. Whoa, there's that porpoise. That porpoise, I bet that fish weighed like 400 pounds. There it is right there. I let that trout go, put it there at about 3 feet of water, and it was gone like Jaws. Crazy. There's one right there. Got him. I believe that's a trout right there. He came up and hit it, missed it. I stopped it, and he came back and ate that plug. Super Spook Junior. Folks, it doesn't get any better than this. We're in a lagoon on the middle Texas coast right now. We've been fishing all day for speckled trout and redfish, fishing nothing but topwaters. It does not get any better than that. Hey, we've had a good time fishing today. We've fished a whole lot on the middle Texas coast today with nothing but topwater lures, catching trout and redfish. Hope you learned a lot today. Catch us on the next episode.